Well, hello everyone. This is Ed Parcaut, and I'm with Robert Atkins, doing another episode of our Real Estate Jerky Lives. Today's episode is a unusual one, and I guess we've been kind of saying this for a while now, but buyers are getting really discouraged. Is that what you're trying to tell me there, Bob?
Yeah, we're getting buyer burnout right now in this market. And so that's why I kind of wanted to put in something that wasn't maybe statistical or, loan figures, but just uh, just some encouragement. Right now, we're obviously still at record low inventory, and there's still a lot of competitive buyers out there. So what we're seeing,
What do you mean by competitive buyers?
well, buyers they're going to have cash above and beyond what anyone else would. So when you're getting beat out by $60,000,
Over asking?
over asking, yeah,
Wow.
you know that people.
And they're guaranteeing the cash?
Well, exactly, right? So if these listing agents are accepting those contracts, obviously they've already sent them a proof of funds, because otherwise it's just
Yeah, but still
blowing
over the
smoke.
price of okay, so are they still saying they'll go up to 60,000 over because I mean there are times where people will write over and then they say I'll guarantee up to 10,000 over appraised value or 20,000
Yeah.
over appraised value. So they're saying 60,000 over appraised value.
Well, so I mean, I obviously didn't see the contracts. It's just one we lost out on. But I asked the agent, I said, "Hey, how much should we lose by?" Just kind of curious for the next one we write. And she said, "Well, this one came at 60,000 over." So I said, "Well, obviously we weren't competing with that one."
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, and I mean, it happens on some of the houses. One of the things that I've been telling my buyers is like, if you like the house and it's move-in ready and it's everything you ever wanted, it's going to be the same feeling for a lot of folks. So
So what you're saying, go get the ugly stepchild.
if you can find the ugly one and you don't mind putting some money into it and a little bit of elbow grease,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, because I mean, and we had another one of these we did. What are you willing to give up to get the house you want these
Yeah.
days, right? And basically run into that kind of issue. Yeah, it's a unique market, and it's not going to get any better anytime soon.
Yeah.
It just each year we're going to have less inventory. I mean, we need more new homes brought on the market so that people have choices and whatever. And when Modesto used to build 1,000 homes a year, and when you're at 100 homes a year, you're going to have this, and that's the same nationwide. It's happening. I think the only place that's not really happening, I mean, they still have the huge demand, but is Las Vegas, but they are building the houses.
Yeah. Well, and so with so many people fighting over, the small supply, everyone knows supply and demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we're seeing is that even offers, I mean, say you write something, this is just an example recently, 15-day escrow, non-contingent, going to drop off the deposit 24 hours, waive the inspection contingency. And then, asking for nothing, totally clean offer, even buyers paying for the home inspection, still getting beat out by $35,000 over in better terms. I'm like, how do you make better terms than that? I mean,
Cash.
well, and then what they said, it wasn't cash.
Wow.
Yeah, so they must have just waived all contingencies. And
Well, maybe you have to do that in this market, because that's what the Bay Area does. I mean, I'm doing stuff in Pioneer, and they're doing it up there. It's like Pioneer. It's like rural.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's like years ago, wouldn't even thought of writing clean offers where there's nothing on there. Hey, Josh, it's just it's just ridiculous what's going on.
Well, I mean, recently we had a counter on one of the offers we wrote. It was a property in Oakdale, and they were requesting that we do a non-refundable deposit. Now that sent off some alarm bells, but that was the first time I'd ever heard that. And so I talked to my broker. He said it's not legit. It's not doable, especially on FHA or VA. He said conventional, they could try it.
Try what?
To ask you for a non-refundable deposit. But he said if you took it to court, it wouldn't hold up. But that's kind of the market we're in, where they're saying, hey, look, we want you guys to commit so much that you guarantee this $5,000. If you back out for any reason, we're keeping it, no questions asked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the non-refundable deposit. I mean, it's just, they can do it definitely on cash, and they can do it, they can ask for it. But I mean, how many people are going to go to small claims court over it? Because that's where you have to take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because anything under 10 grand, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I'd go for $5,000.
Yeah, that's what you, Bobby.
Yeah.
It's just important for people to know that just don't get discouraged. You will get into contract. It just takes time. You will find, and once you do it, the right house, is the right one. And, it happens all the time. I got clients right now, just they're right, they were buying in Tahoe, the whole thing fell apart because the seller had an issue with septic, and, and they offered, their terms were, we'll take it at this, and we'll take over the whole headache of the septic. And the seller's like, no, that's okay. I'll put it back on the market.
Oh my gosh.
And there were 6 feet of snow. So that means they can't even get anybody in there to know what's going on with the snow.
Yeah.
Right. Until the snow's gone. And now they're buying something somewhere else, exactly what they want, even greater than what they want. And, they'll be in contract today. So,
yeah. And I know we've harped on this before in previous live shows we've done, but, just be willing to make exceptions. As long as you're buying in the neighborhood you want to be in. If you have the ugliest house on the block, that's okay. We can fix that. But also don't get too attached to any house you write an offer on, because it's not uncommon in this market for 25 offers to come on each house. Right.
mm-hmm.
So just the law of averages says you're not going to get it. And if you get on the first try, that's because you took every risk you possibly could right out of the gate. I have a couple buyers right now that have written close to 10 offers, that have been rejected. So, and we're still looking.
Right. And if someone's buying a house these days, they have no house to sell, right? Or there's no contingency on that side, meaning that they sold the house and they have their cash. We can close in 9 days. We can close in, that's easy to do in this market. And that's not a big deal to close in that short of a term. The issue that we have on when people have a house is you're contingent on that other house selling. Correct. And getting your cash from that, unless you do some other things and do bridge financing and other stuff, which a lot of people don't want to do that because of the cost involved. Right. And so there are options, but then it's just costly. And people are like, well, do I want to give up some, $10,000 to $20,000 of my money for that?
Yeah.
When they need all their money to get to their next house.
Absolutely. So, especially, like the clients I'm working with right now, one of them's retired. And so every penny counts. And so every time we write an offer, the question is, what is this going to cost me every month? And is there any way I can save any money?
Yeah. And the problem is, as we keep going forward, the rates go up every week, every month right now. So keep focusing. Thursday will be a show about the recession that's coming and how that will affect housing and interest rates and all that stuff. So stay tuned for Friday. We will have that show at 9:30, 9:45, right around there. But anything else, Bobby?
No, that's it. Just don't get discouraged. Just understand it's a tough market. We're going to be writing a lot of offers and getting a lot of rejections, but that's okay. You just rip off the Band-Aid, move on to the next one.
So it's like dating.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like dating.
You just figure each rejection is a bad date.
No, it's closer to yes. It's closer to yes. Yeah. That's how you look at it. I knew a sales guy. He's like, I need 10 I have to go through 10 people to get, to yes. So I have to go 9 of them no's. Then it gets me to that yes on the 10th one. And that's how I knew some other guy would stand by the bathroom and that's how you would do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, thanks for being here today.
All right, thank you again.